Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we are obviously going to have to talk about the insane move that we saw today on NVIDIA. For those that are unaware, back on October 14th, I purchased some November 19th 215 calls on NVIDIA with a plan looking for potential upside. I get a lot of questions. What made you hold this long? What did you see in the stock? Why did you enter when you did? And how are you still holding this as you watch NVIDIA go higher and higher? In today's video, I want to break down the plan that I had entering this trade. I want to break it down from A to B to C to D, all the way through my total plan, why I got in, what did I see in the market, what do I believe, is the future for NVIDIA, a lot about NVIDIA. I am very bullish on this stock. There's a lot of reasons that I want to talk about in today, and not only that, the technicals that I saw back in October to make me believe that this stock would move higher. So let's just go ahead and totally talk about this trade. There's a very distinct plan that I had behind this trade, and when you go into a trade with a plan, it is much easier to hold because you have beliefs, you have conviction, you have ideas of what you want to see. And that is what I went ahead and did on this trade, up over 800% today. So let's go ahead and break this down today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell down below to stay tuned for more videos. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's go ahead and break down my entire trading plan on NVIDIA. Let's break this down. Let's talk about what I saw in the market, why I chose NVIDIA, how I've been able to hold this long, everything from the beginning to now almost coming up to the end. We have about 2 weeks left on this contract. It's going to be a sad day when I go ahead and sell it because it has performed so great, but I am going to have to decide. I also will have to decide whether I want to exercise this contract. I'm about $85 in the money, just around there. So I could potentially own 100 shares of NVIDIA back at 215. So let me know down below, guys, in the comments. Would you take your profits? You'll see the profits that I'm up about 800%. Or would you go ahead and exercise the contracts and own 100 shares of NVIDIA for potential upside? You guys let me know what you think I should do in the comments. But let's go ahead and start. On your screen, you are looking at the S&P 500. Now, why am I showing you the S&P 500 when we talk about NVIDIA? The S&P 500, we are going to zoom back in time, back to the 14th of October. The 14th of October, guys, is this daily candle here on your screen. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and just focus in on the dip that we saw back in September and October. Right here, this daily candle is October 14th. Now, I made it very clear in a YouTube video here on my channel that I believe that the market did bottom. That was my plan. I saw the market, I thought it was bottoming, and I wanted to go ahead and look for a position that I could take advantage of the market upside. So I had that conviction. That was part of my trading plan. I said, okay, I believe the market has bottomed. I like the inverse head and shoulders that I've talked about plenty of times here on the ES. I've talked about the downtrend breakout that we went ahead and saw on the 14th. And when I saw that, I knew that we needed to be opportunistic here and we needed to look for market upside. It's not every day that you get an 8% pullback on the market and you get to take advantage of a huge move higher from the breakout of that day. It was a very clean breakout of the downtrend on the market, and I believe that we would move higher. I made that very clear here on the channel. That was my first plan. So coming into that and believing that the market was going to bottom, it makes me want to get into a position and it makes me want to hold it for a long period of time, right? Because I believe that there was upside from October 14th. I believe that there was upside on this market. So I first of all want to get a long dated contract, something with time that I won't panic out of, that I can hold for multiple days, because I thought this would be a multiple day move. And of course, it's been more than a multiple day. This is about a 3-week move that we are currently seeing here on the market. So this has worked out great in hindsight, right? So square one, step one of the trading plan was, where did I believe the market was going to bounce? The 14th of October, that was the day that I entered NVIDIA, and that was the day that I believed that the S&P 500, as well as with the NASDAQ, were starting to find their bottom and move back to the upside. So that is step one. I believed that the market was bottoming, and I had the confidence and the conviction to hold a position long term. something that some people, out there may not make trading plans that way, right? Maybe you're just coming into every single day looking for a quick scalp. Maybe you're just looking for a day trade. You're not really making a formulated plan around the trade. NVIDIA was a trading plan. This was not just supposed to be, a one-day trade, a two-day trade. This was a longer dated, full-on trading plan, and it worked out beautifully. So that's step one, right? Now, NVIDIA. Let's go ahead and talk specifically about NVIDIA. Why did I go ahead and choose NVIDIA on, for my market bounce stock, right? Because I was thinking, which stock did I want to go with? I think the market's going to bottom here. I think it's going to move higher. What stock do I want to take advantage of that with? I didn't want to just buy QQQ calls. I wanted to take advantage of a specific stock. And that I went ahead and I chose NVIDIA. Now, there's two reasons. The first reason was technicals, which we'll get into in just a second. The second reason was the macroeconomic factors behind choosing NVIDIA. If you guys think about it right now, NVIDIA, in my opinion, you may disagree, is the most in-demand company probably in the world right now. It is the most in-demand product. You can't get their products. There is so much demand for them. You can't get it for retail price. You can't get any graphics cards for retail price. We know this from people that are building computers, very, small micro retailer, right? Consumer level type stuff, building computers, building with their graphics cards. Very difficult to get their products. The second they make them, they're gone. So extreme demand. Now, on top of that, we know what's going on with chip shortages. We know that the future of the metaverse, if Facebook really does what they say, the future of any type of technology in the future, it's all going to be around graphics cards. Graphics cards are probably the most important things that we could foresee, the most important technology, in my opinion, into our future, right? Maybe over the next 10 years, I really do see that graphics cards, NVIDIA's core business, is one of the most in-demand things in the world right now. And when I realized that, when I really thought about that, in bed at night, thinking about why is NVIDIA, not absolutely going crazy right now? Why is NVIDIA, it's the most in-demand product, in my opinion. I was very confident about this. I was very decisive about that, and I had that conviction behind the NVIDIA stock because I just saw how much demand there was for that product, right? So that was my macroeconomic thought process, wanting to choose NVIDIA. Now, the technical reasons, you guys can see, this was just a fantastic trend line hold right here, right? 1, 2, and 3, a beautiful trend line hold, 3 times touching the trend line, 100 SMA. And on the 14th of October, guys, which is right here, after we broke out of this little downtrend that we went ahead and saw, that was my signal to go ahead and get in this position, right? So that was my signal. I don't need to bring this up. I will again. It's in the Discord chat. If I go back to 10:14, where are we? 10:14. I'll go ahead and pop this up for you guys right here. NVIDIA, right here, guys. 10:14. November 19, 2:15 call. I got in for $8.20, right? That was my entry. This is where we went ahead and started this fantastic trade here. Congratulations to everyone in the Discord. Today, I think together, almost $100,000 in profits for the whole squad. So fantastic day. Just absolutely unbelievable. About $102,000 for everyone combined. I'm sure there's more in here, but shout out to all of you guys that took this trade with me. It was absolutely incredible. So technicals back in the October. Now, I wasn't so confident on NVIDIA alone, right? It was not just NVIDIA technicals. It was market technicals, right? So the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. I loved the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 formations. I loved the inverse head and shoulders, the downtrend breakout on the S&P 500. And this, I believed, would obviously follow the market. NVIDIA usually follows the market, and that is why I chose NVIDIA. The technicals on NVIDIA were solid. The technicals on the market were solid. I thought the market was going to bounce, and I had a very strong conviction around NVIDIA in general because of their products, because of the demand for their products. And at this point, guys, the rest is quite history. I want to go ahead after this, talk more about what has made me hold this for so long. So before we do that, I'll go ahead and pop up the profits for you guys to see the position I'm in. I did go ahead and sell one of my 2 one of my 2 contracts before AMD earnings. I'll pop up the orders when I sold, when I bought, so you guys can see everything. But I did sell. I had 2. I started out with 2. I did sell 1 before AMD earnings just to lock in some profits. I was a little bit uneasy around the AMD earnings. Wasn't sure if that was going to affect NVIDIA in any way. So I didn't want to go in with my full size into that potential sympathy move on NVIDIA. So I did unload 1 there, but I definitely wanted to hold at least 1 more to see if there was more upside. And I thank God every day that I did go ahead and hold 1, right? So now, you guys can see today just pretty much a parabolic move, up over 12%. At one point, I think it was up over 16%. So a huge move, right? And we're back here at 215. We are about $85 in the money. So it is a very, very big move since the entry here on NVIDIA. Now, I want to talk about why I've continued to hold this last contract, right? And it really comes down to the daily chart, guys. There has not been a single day on the daily chart that NVIDIA has showed me any type of concerning technical factors. There has not been a single reversal, a single downtrend, a single breakdown of previous levels. It's been on a daily basis, a move higher, and as long as I see that, guys, there is just absolutely no reason to get out of a position like this. If you had conviction, if you have a plan, if you believe that NVIDIA is a strong stock and should move higher, there is the conviction that I needed to continue to hold this, right? If you guys see this daily chart here on your screen, which candle here would make you, panic out of a position that you had a plan of continuing to hold? So if you guys have problems of, getting out of positions too soon, I think it most likely stems from either being in too large of size, not being comfortable with your position, or 2, just simply not having a plan around your trade. You don't know where you should get out. You don't know where you're going to take profits. You don't know, what's going on. You just jump in, you hope for the best, and, that makes you very uneasy. That makes you get out of positions that are actually very, very good. So in this situation, I had the plan. I wanted to hold this. This was something that I wanted to continue to hold. And there's not a single day that I come into the stock market and think about selling this position, because there's just not a single day here that makes you think the technicals break down. I'm not using my P&L as my stop loss or my take profit. I am using the technical factors as my take profit at this point. I don't care how much money I make. I don't care if it hits a price target. All I care about is if the technicals hold up. As long as they do, I will continue to hold this position, right? So that is where I'm at right now. I've continued to hold for the last 2 to 3 weeks. There has not been a single reason to sell out of this, and I continue to hold my last contract. Now, moving forward, there is going to be a few decisions that I have to make here in the coming 2 weeks, right? Number 1 is earnings, NVIDIA earnings. They are approaching. Do I want to hold this into earnings? The answer to that is most likely not. That is not something I am interested in. The second thing that I need to decide is, do I exercise these contracts, own the 100 shares at 215, or do I take my profits, I move on, and I look for maybe another opportunity on NVIDIA post earnings? That would be the other opportunity, right? The third is, do I consider just taking my profits here after this parabolic move? Do I think there is more upside after this parabolic move that we saw today? I believe that we should see a little bit of a pullback, right? That is probably something that we will see. Do I think there is more upside? I absolutely do. After seeing this move, after seeing the strength in this stock, the price target increases, the positivity around NVIDIA, I definitely believe there is more upside on this stock in the longer term, right? Today, we went ahead and calculated what would make NVIDIA be a $1 trillion market cap, and it comes in right around $400 a share. Why is NVIDIA not a $1 trillion company, right? You got Tesla, Apple, I think Microsoft, a few others, right? I'm sorry, I'm not totally inverse with all the $1 trillion market caps, but why is NVIDIA not there, right? Could NVIDIA be the next club member of the $1 trillion market cap companies? It very well could be. The stock would have to be around $400 a share. So does that happen by the time of my expiration? Most likely not. So those are some decisions that I have to make here coming up soon, guys. I'll make sure to update you guys on that. I'm not looking forward to those decisions because I really hate to get rid of this position. This is probably the best trade in my career. It's not the largest percent trade, but it is most definitely the best trade from A to B with a plan, with conviction, with an idea that worked out beautifully like this. So I am very happy with this trade. One more thing that I wanted to go ahead and go over, I have this over here on my screen, just making a checklist, is the risk management that I had coming into this trade. And that was another factor that made me be able to hold as long as I did, right? So I went into this position with an amount that I was willing to lose. When I go into a trade with an amount that I am willing to lose, I do not care about pullbacks. I don't get panicked, because even if it goes to 100% loss, I am totally okay. So that's another thing to consider, guys. Going into positions with an amount that you're okay with losing 100%, maybe that will allow you to hold longer, because that allows you to go ahead and not panic over small dips in the market, small dips on the stock, because when you went into the trade, your plan was to lose 100% anyway. So even if you give back a few percentage points, it's not a big deal. But when you go into something with too much money, you panic, you get out early, maybe when you should not have, and that's usually what leads to you guys looking back and saying, why did I get out, right? So I know a lot of talking in this one, guys. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown, my trading plan around NVIDIA. I will keep you guys updated. Congratulations to anyone that caught this with me. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. I know it was a long one, so thank you so much for listening. If you guys want to join the Discord chat where I post all of my trades, the link is the first in the description. This is not a signal service. This is a legit trading community, a community of traders that help each other on a daily basis. I do post my trades, but they're not just signals. I post my analysis, my technicals, everything that I like about the trade, either a win or a loss. I am fully transparent there. So I hope you guys do decide to join us. If you do, first link down in the description below. Thank you guys again for listening, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.